Hello and welcome to BlackOut Gaming TV. It's me again, Maxi, with my fabulous co-host and co-caster, Honey Badger. Today it's actually the first game of week 5. It's on a Tuesday. Who plays games on Tuesdays? It's a bit keen. Today we are watching, it's now Feila again, after changing off of Nunya and then new Nunya, whatever they were called, against PremTech on Badwater. Honey, how's your day been so far?
I'm very tired. I've been practicing a 3-hour presentation, but I'm hyped to be casting some Highlander with you tonight. With two very good teams and hopefully potentially contenders for those playoff spots.
Now you say very good teams, but I wouldn't they're not exactly top of the table. They're not bottom of the table. They're actually, they're closer to the bottom. You've got PremTech sitting in 6th and Feila sitting in 7th, with actually a penalty point, which I didn't realise before, which is because they couldn't provide demos. Quite funny. Which I guess probably would have been Condawg's demo before he swapped rosters, because he's now playing on PremTech, which I'm not sure that sparked the change to Feila back, but there you go. So there's only 1 point separates them, so I mean whoever wins, regardless of golden cap, is going to end up, I guess, actually will probably take, if it's a golden cap and you take 4 points on, you probably into 5th. If you take all 6 points and both teams are actually going to take 4th, which is quite a big jump for them. Yeah, I mean, I don't think either team has that many mercs. I mean, I'm assuming obviously Feila now. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't have a heavy just yet. I don't think they have an. I guess they don't have a spy now because kKaltUu left the roster like 16 hours ago or something. And surprisingly, Saloon have kind of gone in my favour as well. I think that PremTech are going to take this. You got PremTech sitting at a fat 66.2% on Saloon against Nunya at 33.8%.
Well, that's closer than what we've seen before, but looking at the results for both teams on the table, PremTech have actually had some kind of promising results. They've got a lot of golden cap losses, so it has been very close games, which is obviously unfortunate for them, but I was told that they may be aiming for a golden cap today. Just to, keep that streak up. But it does look like we will actually be going... Oh no, they baited me.
No, you were baited. We can't play 10v8.
But anyway, going on to former Nunya's roster, Feila. They've also had relatively even results, but again, they've kind of failed against that top half of the table, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare up against PremTech, because they're both quite close in points, and the only thing keeping them apart is that penalty point.
Yeah, but we can see actually PremTech are, if anything, they're slowly turning the season around. I mean, they've got 3 golden cap losses, I think?
5 golden cap losses.
Oh, 5 golden caps. I didn't realise we played that many games already. But they're up to 2 golden cap wins. I mean, we saw obviously they beat Strong Opinions on Steel, so that somehow got them 2 golden cap wins. I don't know how Steel works. Shouldn't that be 1 golden cap win? Either way, so it might be another golden cap win. It might be a full win. I mean, I think PremTech could have this just because, sure, they're known for running many mercs, but you take it compared to Nunya. Sorry, Condawg, if he watches this VOD. Feila, who, I mean, they haven't had a heavy for a lot of the season. I think they've got kKaltUu playing heavy today, which is a very strange tactic. They've got MS on Spy, who's more than capable. So they've got mercs in, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough compared to the sort of random haphazardness of PremTech as we go live. So on PremTech or MERCTech, you got Kermit actually playing Scout today. You got Ubers, who is merking on Soldier, obviously from High Panda. This is on Pyro. You've got Maito on Demoman. kKaltUu is playing heavy, big kKaltUu. Condawg's obviously on Engineer. You got Honor actually playing more Highlander, which we'd like to see, on Medic. Nesh is on Sniper, and Deox is on Spy.
And quickly going over the Failures roster here, they have Yimpu on Scout, Chewid on the Soldier, Tea Time on Pyro, Joe, their main kind of carry demo man there, who's taken a lot of those heals hopefully this game, They have Layla on medic. kKaltUu will be murking heavy for them today, former chess club player. Monkey Man on NG. I don't know if that's a main NG now. I'm not too sure about that one. Afrex on sniper, and then obviously another merc of MS for kKaltUu, who just left the roster.
This is quite early days to call scrims, so I haven't even seen any results. I was preoccupied before this, but it'd be interesting to see where they send more players. I mean, the first pick already, because you don't have a sniper to attack, but sniping attacking first is always quite hard to do because you have to take a lot of room and try and get a pick. But if anything, I'd expect, as we can see, the PremTech combo look to just be pushing up cliffside, sending a few players, which is normally engineer and scout through. Jumps in for Maito and Ubers, but they're not going to get anything out of that. I mean, Layla's not going to drop like she did last season against Wasp. And Afrex does get the frag onto Ubers, and it looks like that's the first suicide wave. I'm not sure they might try it again. They might just try and go for a force now.
It was a little bit uncoordinated because Maito jumped in first, and I think the point was for Maito to put the sentry off while Ubers goes in on the combo. I mean, it was a very good strategy because you can see here Ubers actually whipping Maito. Maito going in again, seeing if he can get the force on Layla. Layla drops that Uber there to Uber's rockets. So that is going to be a very quick pickup there, and they should be able to push this cart relatively far because look how far it is. Those heals are going to be dropping, only given now by the dispenser of Monkey Man, and this point should be PremTech's very soon, as Kona still has 100%. Yeah,
Kona should be able to just quite happily walk up this hill. I mean, Layla's only just spawning now, so you've got that whole Uber advantage. But you're going to get shot out by a pyro and a sentry, I suppose. I mean, you can see Layla back now, but I wouldn't think that PremTech are going to wait that long. We can see Con actually now walking. She didn't actually up this hillside. And actually Con drops as well. He gets backstabbed by MS, and MS gets a second stab onto kKaltUu. So 2 drops very quickly. And this kind of post-Uber fight. Ubers has already gone in behind. Nesh got a pick onto Afrax and onto Layla. Big pick on him as he actually, I think he was pushing. I'm not sure he was actually playing up top. So even though Connor somehow dropped to a spy, Nesh picks up 3 frags, including that spy pick, and it was basically a wipe. You only see 3 players coming up now for Feila. I guess probably going to hold third, as PremTech already looked to be capping off second in not that slow of a time. It's just over 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, that was a really, really good push. Even though Kona dies, they were like, right guys, let's get on that cart straight away. They had 3 players pushing that cart and they just got the point. And they will be able to take this third point here because the engineer is not going to have any time to set out top, even though Chewid, MS and T-Time are up there. Now, they're losing players all the time here. kKaltUu playing really, really well, just keeping the pressure on this slope area. And that's going to be third point. And that's a point that you want to buy a lot of time on. The sentry gun even goes down as well, which means that they have a chance of pushing a little bit into last and seeing if they can get any more picks. And Joe's not up for another 2 seconds. He just spawns now, so he is going to be able to block that 4th point, but the time is insane at the moment for PremTech, 2 minutes 43.
Yeah, it's a very quick time. We actually saw I'm going to reference back to the Wasp versus Feila game last season, and before I do it, I'm going to call that this Uber's coming out from PremTech. Layla does have her Uber, which she now pops, flashing mainly onto kKaltUu, but Joe's going to walk straight in, get the frag onto Connor. And I guess Maito's going to get out through the tire, which he seems to do. But yeah, last season we saw Wasp actually, all they did is they actually got a drop onto Layla, and they got a very quick time, quite similar to this. They ended up capping off Layla in about 3-4 minutes, basically by dropping Layla and pushing all the way to last. And PremTech have used that aggression and pushed all the way around. They've got the cart already basically down the slope. They just need to walk around the corner, and as long as they keep their aggression up, which they seem to be doing quite well, they should get really fast time.
Yeah, they've got a lot of control over towers as well, PremTech. They're just going to keep Ubers there to keep that kind of position so the combo can rotate, but both teams now just going to build Uber. Layla has been able to build an advantage there, so good building coming out of failure while they just try and hold this last point. And the team looks like they want to push through into map from here, even though they have the disadvantage, so just see if they can get some picks on the flanks. Deox goes down again trying to get the sentry gun, but getting taken out there, and it's just going to kind of balance out at the moment as both teams get ready for that final push.
Yeah, I think actually Ubers do jump in. Does get a rocket onto Layla, but not enough of a force. She only drops down to, I think, just under 100 health. But Nesh gets picked onto kKaltUu, and Joichi gets a nice 2k.
Oh my!
Use the sentry jump, I think.
Yeah.
His sentry is going to get sapped though, which is going to go down by MS. But yeah, he literally sentry jumped round the corner to try and force Layla. What are these? These are next level engineer strats.
I think Condawg wanted something there. Azubas tries to go for Feila again, but this time Team Time's way too close to do any damage on Layla. So they're holding the U, but they're playing well with Layla at the moment and making sure that she stays alive. Like, they may have, I don't know if they watched any demos of this, but I don't know if Highlander's that kind of sweaty. But Layla's been able to hold that Uber here. And they are just going to have a look for the push again, as Kona hasn't died yet. They are coming from the map room there, so Uber's going to be forced here, but it's only a single Uber for Layla, as he keeps it on KALTUu, and they are just going to push him around.
Yeah, they got that pick on to Afarax, which Nesh got quite early on, and it allowed them to walk, taking a lot of space. But yeah, they seemed to lose that Uber to jump out of map room, and by the time they ended up kind of colliding with Feila, it didn't seem to go that well. And I think they only lost the engineer. So if you could get a sentry frag, it would be quite big, but I don't think there is a sentry. They must have destroyed the sentry, which I completely overlooked. There's no sentry, and actually Dios has a big pick onto Layla, so she's going to go down. Condawg's going to go for the engineer jump again, gets the frag onto Afarax, who Joe then cleans up with a sticky. Amazing.
That's relatively big from Condawg, because that means the sightlines are open for Nesh, and Nesh is going to wreak havoc. Yeah, so the engineer goes down there, really big pick, even though he's using mini sentries. But Yupu's going to come in behind it. There's a level 3 sentry going by Condawg and just takes down Nesh. So a few players going down, but that's already the cap in 6 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yeah, great last push. I just want to say that it was all down to Condawg, but it wasn't. I mean, he got a sniper pick, but actually, you could jokingly say, I mean, all he did really was, you know, he jumped in and got a frag, but to get a sniper frag, it just allows... I mean, it's not like Nesh is struggling against Afarax. Far from it. It's completely the opposite. But you take the amount of damage and just the experience of what Nesh brings to PremTech, and you think about the picks he can just get, and just that whole open choke point in a sense that he's not being focused at all. I think, actually, at the same time, they had MS and Afarax were down, so Nesh actually had nothing to worry about. And that combined with just this, if anything, quite DM-heavy team, I'd probably put PremTech towards, just due to their kind of unknown tactics. I put them just cleaning up and DMing after Uber's fade, and yeah, that went pretty well. But Feila now, what, 6 minutes and 8 seconds to capture 4 points. I don't want to call it early. I don't want to, you know, have Curse of the Caster like you seem to have a streak for right now, but I'm almost willing to call it early on and say that, yeah, I'd probably put PremTech being able to defend this quite nicely.
I mean, you would trade your attacking engineer for a sniper pick. I mean, that shuts down sightlines, especially on that last point there, and just getting Nesh that space. So you're completely right on that. But we're going to see the suicide wave coming out of failure here as T-Time tries to kind of bait Maito sticky. It looks like Intuit and Joe are going to do a really good sync up there. But look at Kona's position here, very different. Does take a lot of damage, but he's in a really open space, which means that when they bomb him, there's a chance obviously that he can surf and he can actually see what's coming a little bit more instead of sitting in the corner like Layla was when she died. So yeah, good positioning there coming out of PremTech and just expecting that suicide wave, which you always should be at the moment.
Yeah, I think even with Kona's lack of Highlander experience, at least in recent seasons, I think playing 6v6, he knows where to position himself for people jumping in, and it's definitely working out. I mean, Layla, her surf was pretty shocking, and we can see even Chewy trying to jump in. Uber comes out, but Connor immediately knows to flash the right players. He jumped away down the steps and then walked back up, and he's at full health. Didn't lose any players, I don't think, in that push. Whereas Joe went down, Monkey and MS all went down.
The main thing is that Joe was able to take out the sentry gun, but the problem is the engineer survived, so he's got level 3 dispenser right behind him, and Condawg is literally going back to the dispenser, putting the sentry gun up to level 2 already. He's going to try and get the teleporter up, which was sat by Emma's. It looks like they were getting the focus on that, so when they do get these picks, it's going to be a lot harder for them to return to this first point. So it is quite important, obviously, that the teleporter is up, so, I don't know, relatively good pickup, but again, it's that time thing we're looking at, and Joe goes down, which is going to waste even more time. It's a really good pick up there by Nesh, playing really well at the moment, gets another pick onto T-Time now on a 4 kill streak at the moment, and they really have to try and shut the sniper down. 5 kill streak, goes straight onto Afrax, 5 shots in a row there for Nesh, I think, and yeah, some good sniping coming out of him.
Another problem is MS, and the only time to actually see him, you can see where Connor's sitting, and that slight gap between Connor and the health kit. MS has got in there 2 or 3 times now, basically every time he goes to immediately uncloak, Scissors just completely there. I mean, even there Kermit gets a frag onto MS. So MS is kind of struggling to make an impact, in my opinion. I mean, sure, you can go by scoreboard points, but it's, I guess, maybe feeling the pressure now to try and get a pick. Down to under 4 minutes now, which is, you know, it's only been a few minutes really to push first, but they've got the sentry once, but it's bound up to level 3 and wrangled. Connor's back at full Uber, and Nesh is just getting headshots after headshots. Afrak's just not really being able to do anything. See Joe trying to peek that kind of rock area. It's not going to be enough. Uber comes up really early from Feila. It's going to not get them anything. Connor's able to flash a lot of people. Only the Spencer goes down. And it looks like we're going to have a pause from, I'm assuming the side of Feila, because you just having to pause.
Yeah, well, they kind of went in with Uber there again, and they tried exactly the same thing they did before. And PremTech were expecting it, and you can see they've lost no one out of this Uber push. Absolutely no one. The reason that MS is dying all the time is because there's no sort of kind of pressure by the flank on the left-hand side if they did want to try something like that. And there's no pressure on tunnel either, so Nesh doesn't really have to rotate anywhere at the moment because that cart is outside and he can't really get into a position anyway, so he's just sitting outside and doing a lot of damage, well protected by Kermit. And when MS goes towards, obviously, the sentry gun, Scissors is there waiting for him all the time, just spraying that flamethrower everywhere, so it's really difficult for him at the moment without the pressure that they're getting, because they're always losing Joe, which means a lot of pressure is taken off the sentry gun, which gives him a lot of time.
I think that's the problem with how Joe plays, though. We actually do see the unpause come out, but I'm going to comment on that. Joe went down to less than half his health, because he's trying to play aggressive. He's trying to take on basically 9 players. You see Chewie get sniped, and even Uber's, I think, end up getting a gravity kill. Afrax goes down again. He's not having the best of games. For someone that came in so highly praised into Premiership, he hasn't made that much of an impact. When you compare someone like Nesh, who's now on an 8 kill streak, MS is sitting on this rock, I guess trying to get something, but Nesh actually gets bumped away, so MS won't be able to get an ambassador headshot onto him.
Yeah, I think Nesh has heard that the combo's rotated, so he's just rotated position. And look where Kermit is again. Kermit is in the perfect position every single time to defend Nesh, but now he's dead here. Really good headshot there coming out of Afrex. But again, Nesh on a 9 kill streak, trying to find Jumpuya around the corners. Monkey Man, scared, jumps away from him. I think Nesh is probably going to go down here, but look at where the combo's holding at the moment for a failure. They're just sitting in the tunnel. They don't even... Oh, wow. Okay, a few players dropped there by Layla's Uber there, so they are going to lose a few players out of that one and just pop Uber, so... There's no Ubers in the situation again, and that's just going to make it so hard to get the sentry gun down. Condawg doing a really good job to keep it up, though.
This is what, 3 players Layla dropped in that Uber? I memean, that's really not the level of play you're expecting. And sure, everyone, some people, they give Layla a bad rep. Some people say, well, no, it's just the play style with Joe. But dropping 3 players in tunnel, that can't be that good. And even now, she's just jumping about on cliffside, but no one's jumping down to her. That's another issue. He's hit by a sentry, but Chua jumps away. No one's with Layla right now. Why would Chua jump away? There's no one with her. I mean, sure, Chua got a frag onto Ubers, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's possible. Maybe if you keep pushing it with 3 times cap on it. But they managed to eventually get the sentry gun down while Joe was spamming. But yeah, there's a bit of... I think there might be a few comm issues here. Because Layla, as you said, was on that left-hand side up the hill. And no one was there with her at all. So maybe some sort of comm issue going there through failure. But I think they'll be wanting to try and see if they can win the next round now and focus all their efforts onto that one. But we do see them backing off to 3rd point here, PremTech, as they do trade Ubers now. Scissors going to be taking the brunt of that Uber, as Layla's actually stuck in at the moment. Really good play by Scissors, keeping Layla in, and that means he's going to get the frag. So if he gets out here, it's going to be... right, okay, yeah, so it's just Pyro for Medic, which obviously goes in favour of the Pyro trade.
See, I'm not sure what they were trying to get out of that solo Uber. I understand solo Uber, you're trying to get more damage out. But when you purely push a demo man into that, it's not exactly a closed-off area. And PremTech have all of these players up. I mean, we can see Joe going down there. Why is Joe that far forward by himself? Why are you standing on balcony? He didn't have a scout with him, or a soldier. He didn't have any heals. It just seems so... just so crazy to me. And so rushed, because they've got, 20 seconds left. I mean, obviously, PremTech have now taken this round. But maybe it was just Joe saying, well, we can't win, so just do whatever. But just that solo Uber, I just don't understand what they're trying to get out of it. They have to fight so many players. And then Connor's going to pop his Uber now. Even Uber's gets a force. Layla's going to go down. Joe's going to go down. And T-Tom will be the final casualty along with Yumpu, and PremTech will take the first 3 points of this first Week 5 Premiership game.
That is their first win of Prem, like their first proper win. Not a golden cap win, a proper win. So they get a half out of it. So yeah, well played to those guys, and especially to Nesh, who I think did a lot of work and just wasn't shut down at all. There was no pressure on him, apart from MS, who just got shut down completely by Kermit and Scissors. So Nesh doing a really good job there to take advantage of the situation that he had. I don't know if you've got the logs up at the moment, I'm just trying to get them up myself.
I was almost going to call you out on the first win, but no, it was right. I thought they must have won something else, but no, PremTech haven't. They've actually just had all these golden cap losses, and it's strange to say that Nesh hasn't. Like some other games, I think things like Steel, we said before, I think it's an awful map for snipers. It's such a hard kind of carry map, and you take it compared to now, where Nesh, I don't even think he even top fragged, but I mean, I confirm that once I look at these logs.
Yeah, Nesh actually did top frag in that with 23 frags. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Shit the bed. So Nesh did actually top frag. He only got 8 deaths. So you compare that to how I wouldn't look at how many heals he took though. He only took 4% heals. So it wasn't like he was sitting with his combo the whole time. He basically just got loads and loads of frags, and he was backed up by either Ubers jumping onto this flank as well, or even Kermit. I mean, Kermit actually got a negative KD if you look at it pure KD. But with his, if you had an assist in there, you got a KD of 2.3, and actually he got 11 assists, which is actually tied with kKaltUu. So kKalTuu's playing this combo heavy that's just doing damage, and Kermit, if anyone's getting picks and damage here and there, and Nesh is just basically just having free reign. You compare that to how Afarax did Feila, and he got negative KD. He only got, I mean, sure, he only got 10 frags, which is actually the second highest for Feila. But you look at what he got frags on. He got 3 frags onto Nesh, 2 onto a scout, and then 1s across the board. Take that compared to Nesh, he got 6 sniper frags. And Badwater is such a sniper-friendly map. Not Badwater Pro. Remember, we're on Badlands Normal, which for this map is I mean, you take first and second, and obviously Badwater Pro, you have this this mesh gate or this fence in the way on all these ones now, but it wasn't even that. It was just first. He just stood on cliffside, got Afrax, and then got frag after frag. So we're gonna come live actually on this second round. And I'm actually going to swap, so it gives me a quick time to actually compare how Joe did, because demos, I don't think did that much damage. Joe did actually get more damage than Maito, but pretty much equal frags. Joe died more, that's because he overextended, which is known to do. And actually both medics got a drop each, and I mean, yeah, Connor got 210 more heals a minute. So, I mean, that's something. But
yeah, no, both demos are actually pretty close within that damage bracket there, but you can see there's a huge difference in how the two heavies play again, and I don't think kKaltUu could do a lot because it was a lot of a play around Joe, and Joe just kept on dying. So kKaltUu was trying to sit back as much as possible and see if he could get some damage out at long range. So that's the difference there in the logs, really, for me.
You also have to take into account that kKaltUu's murking. He may have never played with Feila before. This could be some of the team's actual second game. I mean, if you think about some of the teams played on Sunday, you've got yesterday, which, you know, I'd say quite a few teams stream on Mondays, and then today. So Tuesday's got an early match. Compared to we've got the next 2 games on Thursday, it's a lot more time to practice. And like kKaltUu by himself, if anything, he's sitting alone. He's trying to stand where it's stickies. The MS is actually going to try and go up cliffside again. He should actually uncloak and get this pick onto Nesh. He actually misses, actually does get the first master shot, but Kermit's immediately there to try and get something. Actually, Kermit should actually try and defend against Joe. Joe jumps in. He's going to get nothing out of it. Chew's going to go down as well. T-Time will go down as well. And MS is actually sitting with like 1 HP. And actually Nesh gets his first frag onto Monkey Man. So we'll see how big of a kill streak he will rack up in this push.
Oh, Kermit finally finds MS. He was cloaked on 1 health on the... Again, it's going to be another suicide wave coming in here as Joe is getting ready for that jump now straight onto Kona. Kona, literally seeing the stick on the floor, just decides to walk towards the dispenser and gets away from it. So, unfortunate there for Joe. And Chewy goes in for a bomb on his own here. So, we may just... if they go in with that kind of coordinating, like, against a Prem team like PremTech, they're just not. It's not going to work at all because they're literally going to shut you down one at a time. They're going to call the focus and they're going to make sure that they close down those frags. But that cart is being pushed really far at the moment through that tunnel, so they will have some sort of advantage there and something to play around. Hopefully, as they take this on Uber.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the Uber come out. And I guess the suicide wave didn't work, so let's just throw our Uber straight into this combo. That's proven that they're going to do more work. kKaltUu just gets dropped. But I'm assuming that's because he's not going to get out. Leila's now down on Cliffside, and it's going to be the frag onto Deox coming out. Oh, actually Monkey Man got it. And Afrax gets the frag onto kKaltUu, so you got no Demo Man there. And Connor actually gets body shot on the way out. So this could actually be Feila's chance to, if they push aggressively, which they can do very well. As in, they know how to walk forward. I'm not saying they know how to get lots of frags out, but they know how to walk forward. And that should be what Joe's going to plan to do. If he plans to sit by the cart, it's not going to go as well and as quick as a time as they want. We see the first point just capped in under 2 minutes. But there's already a lot of the combo of PremTech players on the second point. I think MS has actually been spotted. Gets bumped into by Scissors. But right now, Feila needs to, if anything, be more aggressive. They need to really make an impact on this cap time. And kKaltUu gets the first pick onto Chewid, who didn't really get anything. I mean, Deox went down sometime in there. But Nesh is now going to, I think, rotate back up top. Condawg's trying to build a sentry. And the combo of PremTech looks to be holding actually quite far forward. They're not holding behind this corner. They're going for quite an aggressive hold.
Look at the Uber advantage here that they've got there at the moment. I don't even think they know that they've got this here. It was 40-50% Uber advantage here, and they're not even pushing in yet. This is a really big mistake coming out of failure, and they are just going to pop the Uber. But Kona goes down, so massive play there coming out of Chewid, managing to get 2 frags on really, really big classes, and they may have to back out this third point here. Such a big point to hold and getting that time, and both teams failing a third point to hold. But Condawg is going to buy as much time as possible with the sentry. Manages to get a pick on kKaltUu. That's huge. And hopefully should slow down that push as Joe's going to be taken down as well by kKaltUu on a really nice position on Balk, even without the heals.
Yeah, Scissors end up just running in, getting that frag onto Joe. And actually Leila gets a big meat shot from Kermit, which actually taking his chances. But MS gets the frag onto Condawg, and he should be able to set the sentry. Uber's just going to clean up MS, so the sentry's still going to go down. The kKaltUu's going to get headshot as well from Boiler Room. And it should allow Chewid to at least make some sort of impact. He should be able to jump in. Nesh does get the frag onto Afrax though, and Nesh... Actually no, Chewid is now on this floor area. But he's been backing up by all the failure players who are going to push up this hill. And they should be able to just kind of bully PremTech out of third. As Condawg... Actually, it's Condawg and Ubers actually go down as PremTech try to exit out of third.
Much better push coming out of failure here. And they have been able to take down Condawg, so they have a huge advantage. But Nesh just stops that aggression coming out of them. Joe goes down again, but this time MS manages to get the pick onto Nesho. That sniper sightline is going to be destroyed as Kona has to pop over here, forced off, and Leila is going to be able to back out here with a 50% advantage. So really well played at the moment with the forces, sacking in players and knowing that they have the faster spawn times. It's really good play at the moment for Failure, and I hope they keep it up.
She jumped all the way back, but she's actually, if anything, gone too far back. They're basically outside their spawn. I don't think you need to go that far back. I suppose it's better safe than sorry. It's not like... I mean... Connor's only at 40%, Leila's at 80%, so it's only a 40% advantage, not as big as it potentially could be. But Condawg actually, as they pop the Uber, Condawg's got another 10 seconds to spawn. She's only just got a level 2 up now. Connor's at 60%, and they don't have a pyro to defend against any jumpers. So this will allow Joe to basically just walk down the slope. kKaltUu's going to get backstabbed. Condawg actually a really... I don't actually know what...
Condawg's gone behind them. Look where he is at the moment. He's coming behind Cart at the moment, trying to get a pick onto Afrax. And Leila, he's on Leila now, trying to hit the heavy down, but doesn't do anything. But a sentry gun in the window takes out 3 players. Holy crap, Condawg. Jesus, he puts the teleport behind, and he's got the level 3 in the window, and he managed to force everyone out of the choke point into the sentry gun, getting a 4th pick onto Chewid now.
That's fantastic. It's actually such a great intuitive play. Because I was wondering what he did by grabbing it, but I didn't realise he had his teleporter entrance by a sentry and the exit behind. So, I'm obviously just explaining it for myself and people that missed it, which will probably only be me. But as Condawg even says in chat, I'm a god, took his sentry, did jump behind, and he had that level 3 purely ready. And actually it's given, but Condawg did go down, so it's only a 10% advantage that Leila's got now, instead of that 40. Which, if they act on it fast, they'll get it, but chances are, from the way that Feila have pushed recently, Joe's probably going to overextend as he does. He's almost gonna die. Joe, he does go down from Maito, which is, if anything, a kind of a poor death. But he should have quite fast spawns, and it's not like that Feila gonna push anyway. But
yeah,
to get nothing out of it, extra death.
Sorry, Kona with really big building skills here, managing to get that Uber up. Actually, it's Crit Creek! Maito's going to be using this Crit Creek straight onto Layla here. Did they know it's crits? They've used Uber just in time there, and they haven't dropped anyone this time. They do lose Chewid there during that, and Nesh gets a pick onto Afrax, so sniper sightlines in their favour at the moment, and they're holding on this ramp here. This could be really, really bad for them, as Layla's in a really open spot at the moment with the whole of the team. Deox goes down, so many players being picked off here as the flank comes in from PremTech, and they're going to clean up so many players, only 6 left alive, and I think Kona's the only one to go down, but he's even going to spawn before Layla, so he's going to have the advantage this time, and it could still be crits.
Yeah, we did actually see, I think it was Kona that got stickied off by the kind of the Uber Joe Layla combo. But Kermit was very happy to sit in that tire room watching that backstairs, and he basically just held W and got Joe and Layla, which is working really well. Kermit's actually, I mean, lots of people would dismiss Kermit for 6v6 player, but he's just a fantastic scout in my opinion. We can see Layla now. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do. Joe, for some reason, basically walked in the map room alone, which he's known to do, but they've dropped kKaltUu, and actually Kermit does get fragged by Yum-Poo, and I think even Joe, denied that spy pick. So it's probably going to be, I'm not sure if it's, are they still running crits? No, Kona's back onto Uber, so no fancy crit plays, but Chew's going to try and come in, gets a rocket onto Kona, but not enough. He's going to get denied and walk out. And Afrax gets the first pick onto Nesh, so no sniper for PremTech on this defending side.
Yeah, they tried to go for some sort of suicide wave, so something like they learned from first point, but what the second from Chewit did was manage to get Afrax through that trick point and pick off Nesh, so Cypher sightlines in their favour for another 5 seconds here as Afrax tries to peek in as far as he can, but look at where the team are holding at the moment. Uber's going to come in, Joe's going to get picked off there, can't even get close to the combo as Condawg forces him away from the combo, and Layla is again stuck in, so another bad Uber push coming out of failure, but they have managed to get some sort of ground on this ramp area, so they are going to try and keep pushing, but I think it's all going to go to hell in the end.
It's interesting to know how, I mean, I keep mentioning how different Condawg is playing as Engineer, but he plays this really aggressive style of Engineer, which I know Doom from Highlander does a similar playstyle. And people say, oh, you know, Engineer's just a throwaway class. I mean, he's, he just builds a sentry and this and that. But for him to be getting frags, I mean, that Uber came in, and the first thing he did was wrangle a sentry and focus onto Joe. That just completely slows down all of Feila's push, because Feila will never push without Joe. I've never seen an Uber push that Joe wasn't involved in. That's just the way that they play. So to immediately pick Joe mid-Uber, it just kind of falls apart. We can see now Joe trying to walk into this dark room. Chew trying to spam for this top area. I think Chew did actually get the pick onto kKaltUu, so they've got no heavy.
Oh.
And a lot of Feila players will actually be able to walk in. Kono does have to use his Uber onto Maito. And I think Kermit actually got a frag. Yeah, Kermit actually ran in from that backstairs and got,
wow,
I think, onto kKaltUu. Maito gets the sticky onto Layla, so she's going to go down as well. And I think it's only Afrax left in this map room, and MS sitting by this front stairs, who should actually get a stab onto kKaltUu. A nice pick onto him there.
Kermit was on an absolute spree on the flank. Got so many picks while they were pushing on failure, and there was no focus firing. So I want to see kind of what he does in this fight here, as Layla's actually come up on the crit streak now, as all the red team are respawning in 3 seconds time. No combo for them at the moment, only the heals of Kona trying to keep that scout alive. kKaltUu out of position, Kermit again getting another frag, and he's managed to do so much damage here as Chewid comes in. He picks off Chewid as well on a 9 kill streak at the moment, so Kermit holding that point, they're staying with Kona and making sure that they're able to hold that point, as Layla is now building that crit streak up, and it's very close for them.
Yeah, Kermit now on a 10k, and actually one player I noticed was Deox. Actually got the stab onto Joe and was able to basically I guess his second stab onto Joe, stood uncontested on that ramp, basically spamming away at Layla, and the amount of players surrounding him, I thought he would just go down. He actually cloaked and ran away, and obviously got the second pick, and now is happily sitting with Kermit in this tire room, as Kermit looks to maybe take an exchange with Yum-Poo. But watching the combo, Layla actually gets me shot again. Kermit actually losing his 11 kill streak, playing so well as a defensive scout. Joe's now got no health, he's going to get body shot. kKaltUu's going to have to try and peek this up alone. This is going to finish him off. Deox should get this frag onto Afrax. And MS actually gets a return frag. And even Maito got a nice pipe onto Monkey, which essentially will then get cleaned up by Ubers. So looking really strong for PremTech in my opinion right now.
Yeah, they were able to push the first 3 points fairly quickly, Failure, but the hold here from PremTech, just plays coming out of every single one of their players. They had Condawg at the start, they've got Kermit now just constantly fragging, just getting those picks and making the fight so much harder for Failure, and they've just got plays coming all around. Nesh is doing well, keeping those sniper sightlines shut down, but Condawg goes down there with a misplay. Afrak shoots him with a sentry gun in hand, so no level 3 on the last point here. That should give them a lot of room. Hopefully they can try and take down Sniper, but Kermit again trying to go for Afrax, and he does manage to secure that frag with Maito taking the final hit there. So they are just going to be forced back at the moment while Nesh is watching that sniper sightline, and the way that Nesh has been playing, they really should be holding back.
But Khan does actually get picked. MS finally was able to get picked onto Kona. So there's no medic, and I think he got quickly cleaned up by kKaltUu, who himself then gets cleaned up by Joe, and Shuren actually gets the pick onto Maito, and even Afrax gets Nesh. So a lot of the strong players from PremTech down, but Condawg will happily run in aggressively, try and take down Joe, which doesn't work. But Joe's quite weak, Afrax isn't particularly strong, and even Monkey Man's very weak. They're playing very weak without heals. Afrax just basically gets W mouse wand, and I think it's actually crits on Feila, so they're going to hold this top area. Should be able to spam down with enough pressure. But Kermit once again trying to get a frag, not close enough. And kKaltUu still actually quite a lot of health. He's still at 240. And he'll finally get some heals now. Joe does get fragged by Maito, and Ubers jumped into ties to try and get Layla. Didn't work, but Maito was there. Toes ended up basically running into Layla to get that frag. She dies really late. So Kona's going to have 100% advantage easily on this. Well, easily. 90%. Which is basically 100% by the time she starts healing. 5% advantage. With disadvantage. Well, 5% total heal that she had. So it's only Afrax poking that choke point. Scissors gets the frag onto MS, who's peeking around Spawn. It's not going to be enough. And
Yeah,
it's only T-Time and Ubers fighting in Maprum.
Bit of a misplay coming out of Failure that they unfortunately didn't coordinate anything, but they are going to force the Uber off really early with 30 seconds left on that clock, and so many picks going down, but they do have those fast respawns, but the amount of stack that they got there might be very, very hard for them to push at the moment, as Layla's going to get caught out again. Condawg going for the frag, gets the gunslinger kill, and writes a few words in chat. But yeah, anyway, they are going to be holding relatively far back here, Failure, and they're not anywhere near that cart, and that cart isn't even down the ramp yet. They've had so much time to push this last point, but unfortunately not being able to get the right push against PremTech, who have been holding very, very well. And
that will actually be 3 points only for Failure. It's actually quite a quick time for them. 3.5 minutes to get all the way around to third is quite good. So it's not like they should be bad. I mean, sure, you shouldn't be too impressed that you couldn't capture last. But I mean, the first 3 points they played pretty well. They cleaned up a lot of frags and they pushed all the way through, but they never seemed to get enough picks that would force me to push into last. MS was getting shut down a lot. He did get a few picks now and again onto Kona or onto someone like Nesh, but it was never at the right time, or it was always towards the end of an Uber fight, or they were shut down. I mean, Condawg getting gunslinger frags onto Layla, what's that about? And even him then on offense getting sentry jumps in. I mean, Condawg's probably the most exciting person to watch in this game. I don't care about everyone else, just 100% Condawg cam, to be honest.
Engineer? Exciting? Did you really just say those words?
It is when you've got an engineer who's jumping about the sentry and purely going for combo frags because it's basically his ex-teammates.
Well, yeah. That's probably what it is, really. He wants maybe a bit of rivalry between the team. But no, he's had a really, really good game. And I've been impressed with the way that he's used his teleporter and how he's used those buildings properly. So it's good to see some sort of different things coming out of an engineer. And it's really nice to see that he's going for the trades and he realises that his life isn't as much as other players. So he realises the worth of each player. And that's what's making him good at the moment in this game.
I'm trying to see if PremTech do the same thing. kKaltUu doesn't go down. And Layla drops! Big frag from Deox. Literally was sat there. And this Uber's going to come in. I'd say it's not. They haven't actually Ubered in. I would call it way too early. Because it was only, I think Layla went down, MS went down, and even T-Time got fragged. And I think Maito peeked it. And Deox actually on this sentry. Still, almost actually getting a pick onto Joe, but not quite. He will go down. Uber will come out of Maito. Should be able to spam out. Joe's going to go down. Layla gets completely domed. Get wrecked. Sentry goes down as well. kKaltUu goes down, and they should also get that sentry frag. No, the Spencer frag even, those big frags. It's going to be an almost full wipe with Afrex and Yumpu just getting out. And actually, although saying that, MS is behind. Could actually get a stab onto Ubers onto this point. And actually gets a frag onto Nesh as well. But I think that's all he's going to get, as his first cap is going to get finished off very quickly indeed.
Yeah, no, Deox actually dropped the medic there on the first point, and what they managed to do for that is Maito and Ubers hadn't actually jumped yet, but they were like, should we get some damage on the combo and get a lot of, obviously, damage to see if they can try and bait Layla back in through the teleporter? And that's exactly what happened. They got so much damage on the top area, they had to sit in the dispenser, and then they came in with the Uber, and they were way out of position, so really, really well played by PremTech that they're making sure they know the advantages in the pushes again. And Kona has a little bit of an advantage here, so I don't know if they want to go on this here. They are getting ready in that left-hand side room with Nesh, and they look like they want to rotate back now, so this Uber advantage should go down here, but they're pushing third point, so it should be difficult, but both teams... Oh, wow, again Condawg with a jump, but it should be relatively easy to hold, hopefully.
Yeah, Condawg actually, I think, tried to get in that top left area, it didn't work. But a lot of pressure came out. Actually, Layla did go down. I think she ended up actually getting killed by a pipe from Maito. And a lot of players go down for Feila. This is not looking good for them. You've only got a minute and a half for them to capture this point. They don't even have to capture last. This is going to be PremTech to actually capture third. And they're actually going to take all 6 points for the first time in this season. So congratulations to PremTech. They get their first win against Feila. Condawg is going to glow. I want Condawg in here for an interview. But I'm not sure it's going to happen. Maybe he will. But all 6 points to PremTech. They played such a better team, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, they did play very, very well in that game. So, well played to those guys. Everyone kind of turned up for that game. And even then, like, even though they had a really bad 3 points, they were able to bring it back and have this amazing last hold where people just showed up all the time. And Kermit played really well for a Sixers player. Obviously, we see a lot of Sixers player now in the Highlander scene, but he played really, really well, just making sure that he's defending when he should be defending, and he's attacking when he should be attacking, and he's always trying to see if he can get in and get those frags, so it's good to see.
I mean, it's funny you say pure Sixers player, and obviously I would as well, but Kermit is not exactly shied away. I mean, he ended up playing... He's played back from Season 3, and played actually every season since then. Whether or not he takes that seriously, I mean, Season 7 he played 1 game, Season 8 he played 2 games, even Season 9 he played 2 games for Stacked, but yeah, I think if we take a look at the quick logs which I pulled up, I mean, Kermit actually top fragged. He got 23 kills, which is I think such a rare thing for scouts to happen on payload. I mean, when do scouts have a top frag? I mean, sure, he got the 11 kill streak, but he had a lot of damage compared. Then you compare exactly. It's almost as all of PremTech almost outfragged Feila, and what I mean by that is the top 7 or 8 players, top 7 players or top fraggers were actually all PremTech. Then MS with actually joint frags on Condawg. So actually, I'd swap that round and say all of PremTech's players, bar Kona, actually outfragged all of Feila, and it showed it. I mean, Layla dropped twice. She only got 7 Ubers, dropped 2. Kona got 8, including a crit. I mean, sure, Layla got 2, but you look at the heals. Layla was under 1,000 heals a minute. As far as I know, that's considered not as good if you can't hit 1,000 heals per minute. And, I mean, heal differences, I mean, kKaltUu's sucking up 32 heals percentage. I know he's in Mumble here. We have to be joined by Condawg, kKaltUu, and Maito. kKaltUu, stop sucking up heals.
I gotta protect the medic. We gotta win.
I mean, yeah, you did it very well. I mean, you got what? I mean, 2 spy picks. I mean, it's something. Not as much as Scissors getting 6, and I suppose only Kermit got 2. I can't prop him up too much. But I'm actually going to look at snipers. And yeah, once again, Nesh. Actually, damage was very similar between the 2 snipers. Only 39, but another few frags for Nesh. And I think it was actually, yeah, Maito and Kermit got the most medic frags. But I know Condawg's in here, so I'm not going to talk to anyone else. I would say congratulations to everyone else, but I want to say Condawg. That was amazing. The amount of plays that we saw from Condawg.
Good fun. Just putting up tallies behind, you know.
Oh, when I saw the teleport behind, I was like, something stupid's going to happen. So did you practice that in scrims? Was that a set play?
No, it's just spur of the moment thing. There was a tally behind, so I used it and got 4 kills, was it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's 4.
Good fun.
So how many scrims have you guys actually had? Because obviously playing a Tuesday is not everyone's preferred day, at least as a team. I'm not sure if it was player availability, but I'm assuming you would have preferred to play closer to like Thursday, as we see a lot more games getting played.
We played one game before this, I think. And that was it. We thought we would be pretty strong here, and yeah, we had subs playing and one mech, and shit was still going fine because the mumble was kind of chill and we didn't have really any problems between the players today or anything.
So actually I mean, obviously you're the first game of week 5, but those 6 points, you've jumped up quite a few positions. You're actually up now into what's technically 3rd with those full 6 points. So, I mean, you did it, you made playoffs, you fulfilled your team's goal of making money, I suppose. But was there anything different that you prepared for this week to any other games? I mean, would you say Bad Water's a strong map for your team, or is it just another map in the season?
Like, we've been really fucking bad on payloads, and for example on the preseason we lost the Toucans on Badwater, and I think our strongest maps are still like, let's say, steel, gravel pit, alloy, and maybe process and wire. Well, yeah, definitely not payloads. And now today, like, the performance was surprisingly good.
Well, I want to jump to kKaltUu because I have to now. I mean, kKaltUu, you're the league admin in this. Why is it we're playing Badwater, the original version, not pro version?
We've conducted a survey amongst Premiership players, and there was no real conclusion on why we should use Badwater Pro. There's no additional benefit for the players, or at least how they see it.
Which way did you go? Are you a fan of the pro version, or are you gonna say, "Oh, I'll play whatever"?
I'll play whatever.
Shaking my head. So we don't have any losers joining us, which is fair enough.
Joe.
I was looking at the damage taken through these combined log, which John's handed me. Joe took 6k more damage than Maito. 6k. That's a ridiculous amount. Joe taking 14k damage, nearly as much as their heavy.
But he also died 30 times, and Maito died 12. Which is quite a big difference. When the enemy demon gets over twice as many deaths, and actually gets less damage. Probably not one of Joe's stronger games, but with his potentially drama-filled team, I don't know, I'm just calling it, but I mean, from what I can see, Feila aren't looking too strong past this halfway point in the season. But since we're going to be joined by them, I mean, I guess all we can do is look on, I guess, what will be next week. I mean, would you guys scrim any more Badwater if you were asked by teams? Are you looking to do that, or are you purely now focusing on week 6?
Like, we are probably not gonna PCV at all this week anymore. Maybe next week PCVing that 1 or 2 times before the official again, just like last week or this week, because we haven't got that much time when we can play together. Yeah, I don't like using those 5 mercs. We can use some subs like we did this week, but would prefer playing with our own people, kind of.
I think we're pretty well. I mean, Kermit did very well for his. Well, I guess is that his first season, or first game of this season so far?
He played on Solly on week 1.
I mean, he's not bad on Solly either. So, I mean, it's gonna have enough about Badwater. It's not anything that anything I think I can say. It's kind of obvious. It's just they got completely outplayed. We saw such fast caps coming out of you guys, and when you look at even combined logs and the amount of kills. I mean, the fact that kKaltUu outfragged everyone, failure kind of speaks for itself, really.
Whoa.
So yeah, week 6 then. You guys are going to play. Fair enough. I consider that probably the toughest game of the season for you guys, which I believe is on Barn Blitz. So more payload, best game mode ever. Do you think you can win that? Do you think you can take your momentum forward from this week, or are you expecting not as happy results?
Nah, the game plan is just to kill a Disky and then the team crumbles. That's it.
You're purely focusing on Disky.
Yeah, a Disky doesn't have a brain, just DM.
They're coming for you, Disky.
Shouldn't be that hard game, but like if we are missing half of the players, definitely fair enough is gonna win. But I think that if we got the people and we get like one PCV before that, we are gonna get some points again.
I mean, it would have been better for you guys if you got them in the next week, which is Product and Gully Wash, because you feel stronger on other maps apart from Payload. So, a bit unfortunate there.
What I want to know then next week, are we going to see more fat sentry jumps and medic frags from Condawg?
I'm afraid I won't be playing next week.
You're already throwing.
Yeah, I'm already quitting. Had enough of this team. Moving on to the next one.
Done enough. You've joined. You've got your frags.
Yep.
You've done your clutch plays, and that's it. Next team. Next STV moment, I suppose.
Yeah. Always coming back, I guess.
So, I mean, I guess if we have time, I guess we can quickly say or ask even Maito. I think you're attending Deutschland, aren't you? You're planning on it.
Yep.
Are you planning on taking PremTech, or are you open to whatever?
Yeah, well, I think we are not gonna get the full PremTech there, but as many as we can, and then the rest from the other top Prem people there.
Because as I can segue now, we do actually know that the Deutschland sign-ups, I believe, are now open. I think Stinson confirmed that today. So there is a link on ETF2L that you can now sign up for your team. You can attend Deutschland, as some of us did last year. You know, we trialed it. So get all of your 9 players, pay Stinson a boatload of money, I think, wherever it is. It's something like half the sign-up fee. And, you know, even if you're a sponsor, you know, talk to Hildreth. But other than that, I guess our next games that we will be casting of week 5 on Badwater will be, I believe, on Thursday, which will be High Panda against Strong Opinions. That should be a close game. And Fair Enough against Ambition, which probably won't be as close. So, Condawg, do you have any shout-outs before we wrap this all up?
Yeah. Spo, Bunny, Gandhi, and Nunya for giving me the opportunity to play for PremTech. It's very nice of them.
Any shout-outs from you, kKaltUu, besides the kunai?
Whoa. Shout out to Stinson for organizing Deutschland, and if you want, like, this year isn't going to be having a fundraiser, but there will be, like, you can donate if you want to, and that's at donations@deutschland.tf. So yeah. Oh yeah, and Hildreth, of course, and Mookie. That's it.
Anyone you want to shout out, Maito?
Shout out to all the engineers in our roster. We are basically having 3 or 4 at the moment.
I mean, Honey last time upset me. Honey, do you want to shout out someone because you got salty at this last week?
No, I'm good, mate.
Why did I even ask you? Yeah, look forward to our next 2 games on Thursday. I'm not sure if both are going to be cast or if it's just one, but it will either be obviously be on BlackOut Gaming TV 1, which we're on now, and BlackOut Gaming TV 2. So look out for those games, and we'll see you on Thursday.